What's up guys, Skottyy here from the Blue Coconut family and welcome back to another City Skylines tutorial. Today we're going to continue our look into City Skylines electricity, and we're going to be going through all the types of electricity generation power plants there are. In the last video we looked at what power grids are and also how to use power lines. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch that now. There should be a link in the top right. Okay, so in today's video, if you've looked at the title, you'll see that this is going to be looking at the wind generation power plants within City Skylines. So there are three different, at this time of recording, there potentially might be more in the future, there are three types of wind generation of electricity stations. Best way of putting that, I think, yes. One of those is within the DLC of the high-tech content, the creator packs, which isn't technically a DLC. It's more of a here's some fancy buildings that the community have created. We're going to put them together into a pack that you can buy to get more money from you. So that's the wave power plant you can get in the high-tech, and we will be looking at that as well. The other two is the normal wind turbine, which you get at the start of the game, and also the advanced wind turbine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one, look at them, and have a look when you would use these and what kind of situation you might use them for. So to start off, if you want to have a look at these, if you come down to the electricity tab, you can see here. Now please excuse me, I do have quite a few different add-on packs for when I've done my beautification video, so we're going to ignore those for now, but we're going to have a look at here. So to start off, we're going to have a look at a wind turbine. So we can see here, as you place it, you get a different kind of data layer. So as well as seeing the electricity data layer, which is around the map, and you get to see the power grids as we covered in the last video, but we also get this other color. So we get to see these other colors of around the map, of going from white to a dark blue. Now what this is wind. Now this shows us where the wind is within the game. So we can see that flat, low-lying areas and open spaces isn't potentially that windy, whereas and especially where there are plenty of trees, it reduces the wind. But where there are open spaces such as a beach and they're near the coastline, the water is very windy, or there are no trees in a flat area, there is lots of wind, or even high up on a mountain ridge, you can see that this has a lot of wind. So yeah, we can also see all the way along this coastline, we've got plenty of wind by the sea and all around here. So for generation purposes, this island here we're going to be playing around with and placing our things onto. So let's have a look at the model. This here is a basic wind turbine, and it's exactly the kind of thing I see in the United Kingdom for me. Please comment below, what kind of wind turbines do you have? Do they look like this? I know in the town of where the Blue Coconut family is based, of Reading, in the United Kingdom, we have one of these out towards the main motorway going through the town. We have one of those out there, and it looks identical to this. So yeah, comment below, do your wind turbines look like this, or do they not? Okay. So, as you place these, you can see they change. So I've got two types here. This is almost a whiter area, so less wind, and we can see there that it says that the estimated production is 5 megawatts. If we bring it up to this slightly darker blue, you can see it's 6, and all the way up here it is between 7 and 8. I wonder if we can get it higher. So if we go up to this top of this mountain ridge here, nope, I believe, nope, that is the highest, which is absolutely fine. So yeah, 8 is the highest this wind turbine can do, which is absolutely fine. So it doesn't matter if you build it on top of a mountain or whether you build it on an island just off your coastline. Now the next thing to note as you're building this is that big red ring. Now the red ring is to show you where the noise pollution is, and so what you want to do is make sure that there are no residents anywhere close or inside this red ring, because it will cause them to have health issues if they're inside it. Obviously the more noisier the structure, the bigger the ring is, and so it means that it has more noise and such like that. You'll see that most things we're placing down, such as power stations, have this around it. Once again, if you live near a wind turbine, lots of people do say they are very noisy. Comment below, do you live near one? Are they noisy? I'd love to hear from you. So let's look at some of the statistics for it. So you can unlock this at the start of the game within the start phase of the series, so you don't have to get any achievements or even the next milestones to unlock it. It costs £6,000 to play, 6,000 monies to build, and has an upkeep of 80 a week, so it's fairly cheap to run, and so that's quite good actually. It produces no ground pollution at all. It's at the end of the day it's a wind turbine, but has a noise pollution level of 75, and we can see that by the red ring around it. It requires no water to use, and it produces a maximum of 8 megawatts, and we've already looked at that by placing it around the map already. So yeah, that's quite good, and has a cell size of 7x7. So we can place these down, voila, and we can see there it has quite a large electricity grid around it. Okay, there is our wind turbine, and I think that's quite a nice thing to have in your game, and adds quite a nice aesthetic to the game. And I think right there, that's probably going to be the thumbnail of the day. So I quite like that, and so look out for that being the thumbnail. Right, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Advanced Wind Turbine. Now, once again, when you place it, you can see this, the map comes up of the wind, but the big difference is you can't place them on land. The advanced turbines are for water only. So the big thing with these is it doesn't overly matter too much where you place it. Now, you do have, potentially in some water regions, so up in here, so this is a well sheltered region, there is no wind, it's got high side, so the wind's not in here. This produces 1 megawatt, so pretty awful. Whereas out to sea, you can see here there's plenty of onshore wind or offshore wind, depending on which one it is. Either way, I'm not a methodologist, I don't know. But you can see here it produces 20 megawatts, so that is the maximum that this one does. So let's have a look at some of the statistics. So this is unlocked at the Boomtown stage, so you have to do a little bit of the game before you can unlock this, if you are doing that progression or timeline. It costs 12,000 monies to build as a down payment, and has an upkeep of 200 a week, so it is a lot more expensive to have operating within your city, but with that extra megawatts that it produces, actually it turns out to be cheaper than buying multiple wind turbines for the same amount that it will generate. So it once again produces no ground pollution, has the same noise pollution level of the wind turbine of 75, but being that you can place it out in water, it's not too much of a bad thing. Okay, and yeah, produces 10 megawatts of electricity. So yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, and yeah, must be built on water, and it's really, really nice. So let's place this down. Now, the thing you can notice there is its electricity grid is only around the water. So in order for that electricity grid to work, you would have to build out to it. So that's something to bear in mind, is the electricity grid is actually out in the water, and so when you have these placed down, you have to have something going out to them. So whether that is a power line, or maybe, as what I've done in some of these, is you build them close enough to the shore that the buildings that you're going to be using it for are actually able to function from them. So that's pretty good right there. Okay, moving on to the last and final one. So this is the one which got put into the content creator packs, which is the wave power plant. So we'll quickly read the little blurb there. So harness the kinetic power of water with an affordable wave power plant. Waves are created by wind passing over the water's surface. Strong wind speed pushes the water into a series of reservoirs, which then feed the interior generators to produce power. Cables are used to deliver electricity on shore. So yeah, these are quite nice. They look really quite cool, really quite slick. By the looks of it, they don't really matter which way round they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them across here, so it's like a little tidal point. You can't place them that close to each other, that's okay. And we're going to place them across here, and once I've placed them, You can see there it must be on water. Yeah, once I place them, I'll talk about some of their statistics and what they can do. And let's have a quick look to see what they're like. So once again, they're similar to the advanced power station, but they are depending on the wind. So in this lighter area, it's 14 megawatts out, but in the darker areas, it is 20 megawatts. So we can see here that once again, we've actually got a place for there for a second. I thought it was 0. Here we go. So if you place it here, it will produce nothing at all. And only here would it produce 1 megawatt, which is a bit weird because this is quite a fast flowing river, so you would think that maybe this would produce some bits of power maybe, but hey, who knows. I'm not a developer of the game, nor am I technically an expert in this type of energy production, so that's absolutely fine. So let's go over some statistics. So once again, similar to the advanced wind turbine, this is unlocked at the Boomtown stage. Has a down payment of 14,000 monies, so it's a lot more expensive to place than the advanced wind turbine, but it's cheaper to operate at only 160 rather than the 200 that the advanced one was. No ground pollution at all. Has less noise pollution of 40 rather than 75, so that's a lot better, and you could potentially have them closer to your city, meaning you don't have to have as long power lines to get to it. So that's quite nice. And its maximum electricity production is 20 megawatts, so is basically the same as the advanced turbine, just slightly more expensive but cheaper to run, and is a little bit better for kind of noise pollution. So yeah, I quite like this, and I'll quickly mention again, as I said at the start, this is from the high-tech, the high-tech content creator pack. So let's have a quick look at it. So it looks quite nice. Not exactly in the water per se, but I quite like that. You know, you could almost use that as part of an aesthetic for a dam of some kind. Yeah, I quite like the look of that. That's really nice. Really, really nice. So yeah. So comment below, what's been your favourite out of these three? Do you use the wind turbine, the advanced wind turbine, or do you like the wave power plant? Up to you. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Put them in the comment section below. But yeah, I've been Skottyy from Blue Coconut Family. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button if you have. I know that only about 1% of the people who watch my videos is actually subscribed, so if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? It takes a second to click that red button, so go do it now. I'll be waiting, and then you get to see all my other content. I do tons of videos, not only in City Skylines, but I've got loads of other gaming videos, so you might go and enjoy those. Go give them a watch. But yeah, I've been Skottyy from Blue Coconut Family. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Goodbye for now.